So good morning, welcome to Nottingham. There's a familiar sight. It's a bridge of locks, Victoria Embankment. So that's where I am this morning. It's still early, it's about 7:30, but I'm in Nottingham and I'm riding what is known locally as the Big Track. It's a 10-mile cycle route through the city, going along the River Trent, then go north. We go almost out to Beeston, then go north and pick up the Nottingham Canal, go back into the centre of Nottingham. I'm going to take you along on the ride this morning. As you can see, the Trent is looking nice and quiet this morning, not too windy, it was quite still. It's a pretty big ghetto blaster, isn't it? So I've just gone under the Clifton Bridge, so we're following the River Trent, which is just behind those bushes there. Pop into view just there, look. So it's definitely a nice scenic way to ride for sure. So we're still following the Trent, but we're altogether more rural now. We're getting out towards Beeston. Still got the Trent on our left, just down behind those trees. Well, I could hear some water flowing, and yeah, guess what's here? We've got a weir. It's quite a nice little spot. I think down here there might have been some stepping stones at one point. I don't think I'd want to be down here when it's in full flow flooding though. So I've just come slightly off the Big Track just to have a look up here at Beeston Marina. That's still the river is. So just here we got Beeston Lock. So beyond it, in the distance is the River Trent. To the left is the weir that we just saw. So we're going to follow the canal now on the track, which is just on the top of that ridge there. The tea room here, but we're too early. As you can see, this stretch is pretty big and wide. Plenty of space on here. No problems between cyclists and pedestrians. I've never been along this part of Nottingham before. Never been along this track. It's amazing how quiet it is, but equally how many residential barges there are. Matilda Blue. As you can see on this section, we've got a really good surface too. Beautiful trees there, look. You can't properly see it from here, but I think behind those trees this is part of the boots factory. Got a washing line up here on a barge. It's hard to believe along these parts that we're only like a couple of miles from the city. What a great facility this is. Just beyond where I went off the big track, just to have a look at Beeston Marina. I know you can carry on going that way along the side of the canal, and it brings you out to Attenborough Nature Reserve. Now, I've never been that way either, but I am told it's a really nice place to ride too. Maybe that's something for another day. So as you can see, we're just starting to come now into a slightly industrial part on the edge of the city. Interesting looking one here. Could do with a good clean and maybe a bit of a paint job. Doesn't look like that's moved in a while, does it? I've been referring to this as the Nottingham Canal, but I do believe its correct name is actually the Nottingham and Beeston Canal. That'll be because it links Nottingham to Beeston. We're starting to get a lot more bridges now along this section because obviously there's a lot more roads as we move towards the city. That one we just went under there, that was a train line. Train went over. Always a much better quality graffiti in cities, don't you think? So that bridge that we just passed under, that was actually the Clifton Bridge. So that's one of the main thoroughfares around Nottingham. Oh yeah. Nice, you have your own little moorings at the end of your house. Check these out. Nice boat. Got some trams passing just over the top. This is Lenton Lane Bridge. So I've now come out into Castle Marina. Castle Marina is just off the city centre. It's pretty popular, quite a big marina. A lot of boats here. So if you know the city of Nottingham at all, we're very close to the castle now. You can see it just up there. The building just up there looks a bit like a prison. That's the Inland Revenue. Less said about them, the better, eh? So this area here is Castle Wharf. So you can see Old British Waterways building there. This is the area that's popular in the city centre for all the eateries. I've eaten at that one over there. I was very welcome at the time. And you've got a canal museum there. That bar just there, restaurant, they open the door that you can see just there onto the canal, and actually inside the restaurant there's a barge. So Canal Street predictably is just the other side of those buildings. This bridge just in front here, to the right of that, behind those trees, that's a railway station. I'm not that desperate. I would actually have to be very desperate to stop at Starbucks. So down here as well is Hopkinson's. That's a pretty nice place. Stopped there a few times before. Well, that's breakfast sorted then, courtesy of Greggs. In the absence of a co-op, Greggs. The good news is that very handy track to wheel your bike up. The bad news, because of all the work going on over there, I can't go on the proper route, because that is where I want to be, down along the canal. So I'm going to have to go that way along the London Road. That will bring me back to Trent Embankment from where I started. So just here, we were joining back with the River Trent. So I'm just now at Meadow Lane Lock. So here's the lock, and we rejoin the River Trent here. And just over there is Notts Forest. If you're into football, you'll know that place well. So I've now dropped back onto Victoria Embankment, and up there in the distance you can just see it's the chain bridge where we kind of lock bridge. That's the lock bridge where we kind of started. But an interesting thing just here is some marks relating to various flood heights of the Trent. So you can see just here, that's where it got to in 1932, and all the way along here, different heights in different years. 1852 was right up there. As you can see, some of those are pretty high. So I'm pretty much back now to where I started. That is the whole 10 miles of the big track in Nottingham. As you can see, there's a few more people about now as well. It's just after 9 o'clock now. Well, it's definitely a great morning to do this kind of ride. Lovely day. So there you have the Nottingham big track. It's a pretty pleasant ride actually. I'm not sure which is the best way round to do it though. I did it in a clockwise manner. I think the section along the River Trent, if you did it in an anti-clockwise manner, you might see a little bit more of the Trent kind of just panned out that way. But I don't know, if you're local and you've done the big track, please drop a comment below. Which is the best way round? Is there a best way round? So I shall see you again in a few days' time. Don't forget to click the bell, like and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.